Hello friends and welcome back to the White Cottage. My name is Lainey, I am from Germany and I like to knit and sew things for myself for my wardrobe. In this video I want to give you a brief update on my knitting. I don't have any finished projects to show you, but I have been making some progress on my whips that I showed you in the last video I think, and I have two new projects that you have not seen before. We can maybe start with the project that has been on my needles the longest, which is my Zweig pullover by Caitlin Hunter. This is a beautiful round yoke design with this lace up top and some color work. I have done some mistakes on the color work down here. There should actually be another row of this dark green before there comes the light pearly color. I am, at the moment, I have continued knitting the body and I'm at the ribbing. It's quite advanced. I don't know how much more ribbing I will do. The last time that I showed you, I had already started the body. I was like 10 centimeters or 4 inches in, but there are like these little cable crosses on the body all over, and I was at the 3rd or 4th row and it was so annoying, I have to say, to knit them because I for some reason had to have miscounted the distance between them and they were not aligned with the ones 2 rows up, so they are always like offset from each other, and I was so annoyed with that. So I thought I would rather rip back 10 centimeters of knitting and re-knit that in plain stockinette net than continue knitting for like 20 centimeters in this cabled crosses. I'm really happy how this is turning out. This is at the moment my commute knit because it is knit in fingering weight yarn. I am using the Retrosaria Rosa Pomar. I'm using the Retrosaria Rosa Pomar Mondim yarn, which is actually a sock yarn. That is 100% wool, so no plastic, no superwash. That is my go-to yarn for fingering weight things in this dark green. And I paired it with this very light beigey. It has a bit of a pink tint to it, so like a pearl color. And since it's fingering weight, I don't have to, it's not that bulky and I can easily carry this with me and knit on it. And that's actually really motivating in the morning to be able to knit a bit on my sweater before I arrive at work. I hope that I will have this finished the next time that I show it to you, because I only have a little bit of ribbing to be done and then 2 sleeves, and they should hopefully be done quite quickly. The next project that you have already seen before is my Through Shadows sweater by Melody Hoffmann. I have continued knitting the body and started knitting a sleeve because I wanted to check the fit before finishing the body and not having to realize that I don't like the fit and then have knit the whole body without any, for nothing, pretty much. I have blocked this to be able to check the fit more accurately, and I have to say I have not tried this on since blocking it, so we can do that now together and hopefully it's a success. I'm a bit afraid because this is also a round yoked sweater. It's a lot thicker, and I think that could be a reason that it won't fit that nicely. I'm not 100% sure, but we will try it on. It fits, but I'm a bit, this is the problem that I have with round yoke sweaters. As soon as I like raise my arms, the whole sweater is raised up and I have the feeling that I have like to pull it down to make it fit. And that, I think that I knew that this would be coming. I don't know why I cast this sweater on, because I knew that round yokes are, or at least maybe it's only thicker round yoke sweaters. This is knit in 2 strands of Plötulopi from Istex. So I'm a bit unsure of how to continue with this sweater, because I'm not sure if I will be wearing it. And I have also recently been gravitating more to darker colors, and this is not that. It might also, I don't know if it's only round. It might also be a bit of my problem, because in this section where I still have these little stitch markers, there should be little flowers or stars or what you want to call them embroidered on after you finish the sweater. And here you can see that you only have like these little sections white, and all of this between is the main color, and it makes it a lot tighter having to catch so many floats in here. So yeah, I'm not sure what to do with the sweater. I have kind of lost my mojo knitting on this because of the fit problem. I'm not sure if I will just rip it back once more, unravel it completely, and be done with this, and maybe in some future time knit another one in a dark gray paired with this a very light beige color in a larger size. I'm not sure. Maybe you have some ideas of what to do with this, but I don't like the fit of this. I don't like this problem of having this sweater like right up every time I raise my arms. I'm also not a big fan of this very tight neckline. Maybe you have some ideas of what to do with this. Otherwise, I think this will just move into the naughty pile, if that's a thing. And I won't really be picking this up that soon. I do like the color work. It is beautiful. That's the reason why I cast this on in the first place, but I'm just not a fan of the construction. I actually sewed this top recently, and I have been sewing quite a lot in the last few weeks, and I thought I would make a separate episode for that. So if you're interested, stay tuned. So my next whip is a new cast on, which you have not seen before. It's the Asynja cardigan by Anna. I'm going to butcher this, Sjösvärd. It's a tiny cable lace pattern. It's dark green. That's kind of hard to see on here. It's a raglan construction. You have this texture all over at the back. And I have just split for the sleeves, but now I have the problem that I think the sleeves are way too big. It's just, it's way too much sleeve for what I would have liked. I'm not sure if I probably will. I have a bit of a problem with construction here, as you can see. I might just knit a bit of sleeve to actually see if it's too big for my taste. If it is, I think the only thing that I can do is go back and rip back a bit and decrease the number of increases that I am making for the sleeves. So decrease the increase rate, if that makes any sense, so that the sleeves are not that big. Otherwise, I am really happy with this, how it's turning out, how it's knitting up. I have to say the pattern was not too easily to follow in the beginning. It was not too clear, the instructions, but once you got the hang of it, I'm at the point where I don't have to look at the charts for this lace pattern because it's quite repetitive. Here on the front and the arms you have a 4-row repeat. On the back it's a bit more because of this middle section, but that's also very easy to get the hang of. I had this is my second cast on of this project because I had cast it on in a two sizes smaller. I first cast it on at the size 1, and then after a while it just seemed too small. She does not give a recommended positive ease for this pattern, so I kind of went with the one that just fit my bust the most, was closest to my bust size, which is probably the wrong way to go. That's why I ripped that back and now have cast on size number 3, but I now have a problem with the sleeves. Maybe you have some recommendations on that as well. If I could also just rip back to the number of sleeves, the number of stitches that I would like for the sleeves, and continue knitting that without doing more increases and just continuing the increases on the front and the back. Is that a valid option? I'm not sure. I'm quite new to the raglan construction. This is my second raglan project, so maybe you have some ideas. I am knitting this in 2 strands of Fjallalopi. That's Istex's newest yarn strength. It's like a sport weight or fingering to sport weight. This is what I had on hand, that's why I used it. The design is recommends 1 strand of Plötulopi held together with 1 strand of Einband, but I am getting the same gauge as that. I might, if I like this design, if I am able to fix the sleeve problem, I might also want to go back or knit a second version with the recommended yarn in a dark gray. As I said, you see I am tending, or as you see, I am reaching more for the darker colors, which I actually think they suit me a bit better than lighter washed out colors. And my second new cast on is this hat. It's not much to see here. I'm kind of knitting this in the muscle burr style, so it will be a long cucumber thing, fat cucumber thing, and where you like take one end, put it into the other, and then you have a double layer at the top and 4 layers at the ears. This is just easy stockinette stitching. I am using a new yarn, which is this one. This is also Retrosaria Rosa Pomar. It's called Apresenta, super soft, in the colorway 121, and it's this beautiful, really dark, winey red with, it has some highlights, so it has some yellow and a bit of blue in there, which I love colors that have a bit of depth, that are not like monotone colors. This is just beautiful in my opinion. It's knitting up very nicely. It is a bit dry, I have to say. It was a bit different to the yarns I usually work with. I'm really curious to see how this will block out. I am knitting this holding 2 strands double because this one is a light fingering weight yarn. It has 287 meters per 50 grams. So I'm going with kind of a sport weight here, using this held together. So that was a quick update on my whips. I hope to have this finished quite soon because I have a whole outfit planned with this hat and with some of the sewing that I have been making, which I still want. I know that winter is coming to an end, and now I am starting making some winter knits and winter garments, but that's where my mood is and that's what I'm doing. So I have a whole outfit planned, and I hope to still be able to wear this winter, and then be looking forward to next winter when I can wear this again. I also want to share some of my knitting plans I made. I filmed a knitting or making plans video for 2025 3 times last weekend, and every time there was something not okay with the video. It was the lighting, the microphone, and just way too many background noises. So now I have kind of decided to not film that anymore, because I already have cast on some of my plans. It was kind of a make 9. I had 9 things that I wanted to make on that list, but I am not going to film that anymore because I have already cast on, or they are in a very near future plans, which I will just share with you in this video, the knitting portion of them. The sewing is something different. I had 3 things on that list, one of which I have finished. The second one is on the way of getting finished, and the third one I want to start quite soon. So I thought it was kind of pointless of making an extra video of my plans if I'm already a quarter way through them. So getting back to my plans of casting on in the near future, it gets back to this one that I already showed you, this yarn, the Apresenta from Retrosaria. I ordered quite a bit of this yarn because one, I gave my dad a voucher for his birthday at the end of last year for a hand knit sweater, and this is the color that I chose for him because it's the color that he wears. It's his main color, let's put it like that. And since I love the Retrosaria yarn, I thought this would be a good choice. So I will be casting on a sweater for him. He has decided he wants a textured raglan sweater, and I hope I will be casting that on in the not too distant future. And since I love this color so much, and my dad and we both have a very similar color scheme going on, I also ordered this for myself and want to knit a Ilha sweater probably with this from Orlane Sucche. I already knit that once before, but in a very light beige color. Hence the moving to darker colors. I think this one will actually be a better fit for me. I love that the design, it has like a little bit of lace on the round yoke and then going into a raglan construction, so it has a better fit. And I don't have that many light summer garments in my knitted wardrobe, and I thought that would be a good fit. And since we're going to Lithuania on holidays in March, and we are going there with the bus and coming back with the ferry, I will have a lot of time on my hands where I can knit, and this being then holding the yarn double, a sport weight yarn project, I think I can easily take that with me and be knitting on the bus. In that same order, I had to order them from Portugal. It's a Portuguese yarn, and there are some, very few, but some retailers in Germany that sell the yarn, but their stock is very limited, and they did not have the colors or the yarns that I wanted. So I decided to put in a big order and order from Portugal directly. But because this is a yarn or a company that I really want to support because it is sustainable in my opinion, it is from Europe, I thought I would bite the bullet and order from Portugal with a lot of shipping cost. But because I was doing that, I thought I would order a big quantity so that it would be kind of okay, or that the shipping price would be in relationship to what I ordered. So the second yarn that I ordered was also from also the Apresenta, but in a green tone, a dark green. Also it has, it does not have that much depth as this one, but it's not 100% monotone, as you can hopefully see. I have not picked out a project for this one yet, but I will also be holding the yarn double, so I will have a sport weight project. Last but not least in this order was the Brusca yarn. I absolutely adore their labels. It's like this little girl cuddling with a sheep. This line of their yarn, the Brusca yarn, is also available in Germany, but the color wasn't. It's this dark rusty orange, and this is a color that I wanted to try out for myself. I don't have anything in this color in my wardrobe, but it does fit my color palette, and this is a bit of an experiment, I have to say, but I am excited to do this. And as I said, Brusca, this is a DK weight yarn. It's 250 meters per 100 grams, and these are 50-gram balls. And I want to knit myself a half fisherman's rib cardigan with this. There are two patterns that I have in mind. One is by Ozetta or Caidree. I forgot. So they're quite similar. The only difference pretty much is that one is raglan and the other one is drop shoulder or drop sleeve. I'm not sure which one I will choose. I am a big fan of drop shoulder sweaters or drop shoulder cardigans, but I might also want to try out some raglan more. So that is still up to discussion which one I will choose. So those were my current whips that I have actually made some progress on since the last time that you have seen it. I am also working on, or I still have three pairs of socks that I need to finish. One I need to finish this coming week, and the other one is also almost finished, so I really should just do that. But there's not much to show you with that progress. And I think that was all that I have on my knitting list at the moment. To knit with the 3 new Retrosaria yarns, finish my whips here, try to figure out what to do with my Through Shadows sweater, and my, is it called, I'm kind of blanking on the name of this cardigan. This one. Figure out what I want to do with that, finish my Zweig pullover, that should be a quickish kind of finish, and then cast on some new projects. Other than that, I have one other project in my mind that I would like to make in a dark gray, but I'm not sure if I will, when I work through all of these projects, what time it will be. Maybe it will be spring and I don't want to knit on any chunky sweaters, so that will move into the fall. We will see. I will keep you updated, and I will hopefully also be able to put out a video of my sewing in the not too distant future. I'm really excited about my sewing projects at the moment. My main one is kind of at the standstill because I needed to order some new zipper, or one new zipper to continue, and for my other one I don't even have the fabric, but I really want to start sewing that one too. I will be getting the fabric at my local fabric store and hopefully be able to start that one in the not too distant future. Thank you so much for spending some time with me. I hope you have some beautiful projects on the needles or at your sewing station, that the sun is shining. It's finally come out here so I could film a video. And we will hopefully see each other in my next video. Bye!